so you've got the valuation. Let's talk about actually listing it. So what we need from you at this point is all the details on the listing form. So all the landlord's details, the landlord's correspondence address, as well as the actual property address, what fee you're on, the photos, the floor plan, the EPC, all that sort of thing, a description, any relevant things that need to be ticked on the portals, like outdoor space, garden, new refurbished kitchen, all that sort of thing. That's the first thing that we're going to need to you, and then our office coordinators will get the property on the portals on the website for you. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, at this point, try and be as organised as you can. Before you even start getting inquiry from the portals, try and start getting the certificates and the compliance aspect of things done. As I said, if you want us to do it, you pay us the admin fee, we'll take this all away from you. If not, get on and do it yourself. If you need somebody, if you're in London especially, we have excellent contractors we can book in for you, we can refer to you. If you don't know somebody who can do EICR or do a gas safety or EPC or whatever it may be. But at this point, as I said, be organised, start getting the certificates done. As I mentioned earlier, there's a few things which are non-negotiable in terms of what we expect you to do, but more importantly, what British law asks you to do. There's certain gas safety, if it has gas, EICRs, you have to do the right to rent checks for the Home Office correctly and diligently, and as I said, there's no wiggle room on these things. They must be done correctly. We can't, we don't want the reputational damage of something going wrong in a property, and also you for your own property business as well. It's the same for you, so let's be all on the same page. Let's make sure we do things. There's certain things, 3 or 4 things, must always be done. Okay, EPC, very, very quickly, you all know what this is. Legal requirement for sales or lettings to market and then to be presented to the tenant. They last for 10 years. You can be fined if you don't have anything about £5,000. So please, EPC on the listing, and then must be presented to the tenants when they move in. Gas safety, everyone knows about this, been around for a long time. You know, if the place has gas-fired central heating, boiler, you must have a gas safety certificate, the hobs, all that sort of thing. They need to be checked. Obviously, carbon monoxide, it will kill people. And again, we don't want the reputational damage, nor do you. So this is something that has to be done. They last for 12 months and they need to be topped up every year. ICRs, this is a new thing, and I just want to spend slightly more time talking about this. The actual thing is a fixed wiring test. So it's not like the PAT test, which is optional. This must be done now in all places that are rented out. If you have faults, C2s or whatever, then you need to do remedial work before the tenant moves in. Obviously, if you're doing it before the 1st of April this year, 2021, you're going to have to do some remedial work while the tenant's in for existing tenancies. But the one thing I wanted to say, and this has been slightly disappointing, is EICRs are they're not optional. You must do them. There still seem to be agents who seem to think it's acceptable to move somebody in to a property without one and then just do it in their own time or whenever suits. I'm afraid going forward we won't work with agents who do that. We can't afford it. If something the worst happens, we can't afford to be on the wrong end of that. So please remember, EICRs for all rental properties now is mandatory. Yeah, one final thing on EICR, they're all new, we're all learning. Like I said, we are here to help you. Whether you're doing the admin yourself, that's fine. If you have a specific question you get stuck on, let me know. I have people who run companies who are willing to help me. If I have particularly tricky questions, I go to them with. So please, if you have something you're unsure about, let me know. We'll help you out. Okay, right to rent checks. This is the final bit of mandatory compliance. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, there's a good chance that a fair proportion of your deals will actually, people will be UK passport holders. So you get a piece of A4 paper, you put the passport on it, and underneath it you write, this is a passport of Mr. So-and-so on the date, XY date, and I can say that this is a true likeness. Picture, that is it is done. It's actually fairly straightforward. As I said, there's no, January 2021 right now, there's no changes to the EU documents, so they're the same. EU passport will suffice. Again, you must take a picture of it. You must see when the people arrive from, you know, Italy or wherever, you can meet them at the property and you can do the same procedure with their passport, but you must get that before you hand over the keys. Non-EEA nationals, you get a valid passport endorsed with a time limited period, you get biometric immigration documents, you get visas, you must check the expiry date on all these sort of documents. As I say, I don't want to go into too much detail about it now, we've had training on this, but again, like the EICR, if there's some little nuances and difficulties you're struggling with, give me a call, let me know, and we're here to help you. One final thing on compliance, you'll see on the forms, on the listing forms, there's things such as PAT test, portal compliance test, Legionnaire's disease. Agents landlords in my experience rarely tick these. These are optional. Obviously, again, we can recommend people who can carry these out for you if your landlord wants that done and you don't know anybody. But these things aren't mandatory. But they're to be, just know about them anyway. They're on the forms, they're on the listing forms, on the terms of business, so keep an eye out for those sort of things.